There once was a man who dreamed. He dreamt in shadows, shadows thrown from the stalks and leaves of weeds, weeds spreading in the fertile soil of his mind, a soil dark, dank, and unfenced, an open, fertile field mothering an army of strange seeds from every direction, a garden where every bit of mental debris, every atom of possibility was tended and nurtured to full dream strength. A mind garden growing dreams. Dreams that once rooted took on a life of their own. A garden growing autonomously from the very hands that gave it life. In this unkept field of dreams, he became lost to the real world. External happenings, sounds, voices of friends, feelings, and clock time became rain, compost, and nutrient for these mind weeds. They took root and burrowed their way into his waking life. Tunnels were woven and left open. The garden of reality lost its borders, and the mind that once claimed itself master gardener of thought became subservient to the crops. The garden had begotten a wilderness. The subconscious was let out. Memories of old friends and old places were wiped clean of all context. No longer were they of a certain place or a certain time, doing a certain thing. It was as if his memories were transplanted and subjected to some deep subconscious pattern, a formula of independence slowing down the mind machine, leaving all but a few elements to play again and again. As if there was something he was meant to see in these decaying seconds of memory, wash clean of familiarity, repeating with an emptiness unknown to waking life. He became a stranger to his own past. These were his memories, his friends, his hopes, his whole life, yet they were not. They were different, the same sentence uttered in a foreign tongue, a formula raising memories from the depths of his mind to be repeated, to be understood. There was an abnormal slowness to these memories, like the growth of moss covering wet stones, a fungus in the soil, restructuring the organic function of mind. Underneath the surface of these memories, something was moving. Something was trying to surface, to escape. It was a foreign thing, yet he knew it came from a place beyond mind, beyond psyche, a cellular intelligence, a giver of breath to matter, something pushing its way through the dense overgrowth of his head, a fragment of sunlight through a thick forest, shadows dancing and moving to create illusions. It is in the shadows that promise the unknown, in the shadows where the unspeakable can occur. So instead of moving toward the light, he rolled under the dark comfort of the shadows. It was in this retreat from the light, a glimmer at the bottom of the sea, that nightmares would occur. He did not attribute them to the nasceting force pushing its way to the surface. They were the result of decaying fruit from a garden, a product of a mind occupied, the results of a fungus in the dark corridors of his mind. And the most frightening part of these nightmares was his own self, an inversion of who he liked to think he truly was.
My rule is the only rule! I don't care what anybody thinks about anything. Do you understand? Do you understand? I take no shit from anyone. Because they are all insignificant. They are not a part of my master plan. They do not stop me from moving forward in time.
As with all These dreams would pass. These dreams would pass. There were moments of clarity, moments of relative wakefulness. He still managed to move in the cogs of our world. And there were times of freedom, and there were times of liberation. The weeds had consumed the normal and produced the abnormal. He was free of physical boundaries. He was laughing at the earth. He floated above the feathers and wax. He was laughing at the earth. The sky was his pillow. The earth a place already lived. His mind, his body, were observers of some extraordinary process, where he had no control, no part in what took place. He was carried along. He was carried along. A human stick in the river of dreams. A leaf in the wind of uncontrolled thought. In this state, he would stare. His eyes, a pair of crystals. A pair of crystals in a garden. A garden growing weeds. Mind weeds. A garden of man. A garden growing dreams.